All right, this piece that I have up right now is called the Kaaba, and in Arabic it translates into cube. And this is the most important and holiest site of all of Islam. Muslims are expected to face this building, the Kaaba, during prayer, no matter where they are, and that's directed in the Quran. And remember, they're supposed to pray 5 times a day. Um, so this is located in the Grand Mosque in Mecca in Saudi Arabia. The name of that mosque is Masjid, Masjid, Al Haram, Haram. And this building is pre-Islamic, but it was rededicated as a Muslim holy site in 631 and 632 when Muhammad made his last pilgrimage or Hajj here. So the materials are granite masonry. It's covered with silk, and then the curtain is made of the silk, and then the calligraphy in gold and silver wrapped thread is also a feature, which you can see on the picture on the top right. It also, the structure is about 15 meters tall and then 10.5 meters on each side. The corners roughly face the cardinal directions. The door now is made of solid gold. That was they added that in 1982 to make the door of solid gold. And today, the entire mosque complex, if you look, I'm going to go back a picture. This is the entire mosque complex, and the Kaaba is here. And so this all the way around here is the mosque complex, and you can see the minarets. And then notice that there are 7 minarets. 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, and so this is the purpose of going on the Hajj is to go and see this building and get up close. This picture seen at night, all of these parts of it, these are all people. So this is just hundreds of thousands of people waiting their turn to be able to go to the Kaaba, where they're supposed to, the function is to circumambulate it 7 times, meaning walk around 7 times. And then they're also going to try, they're also trying to touch the eastern corner in particular and kiss it because of the black rock that sits there. So as part of the 5 pillars of Islam, you have the prayer, which is one of the pillars, and then the Hajj, which is a pilgrimage to go here. And this, as a result, the structure will relate directly to 2 of the 5 pillars of Islam. Currently, that courtyard accommodates 800,000 people. They're expanding it right now, and by 2020, they expect it to hold over 1 million people. So that tells you how important this building is that they need to be able to have room for 1 million people to be there at one time. Okay, so according to the Quran, the Kaaba was built by the Prophet Muhammad, Abraham, and his son Ishmael. It's Ibrahim for people of Islamic faith. And it was supposed to be a house of monotheistic worship. But over time, this became, this structure, this cube-like structure, became also a place where there would be idols inside, fake idol. Well, at least the Islamic people would say fake idols. And so by the time of Muhammad came back to the Kaaba, he is going to rid the house of the pagans, tribal gods, and the only thing that's going to remain is that large black rock that I mentioned. And that was thought to be the dwelling of a powerful deity, but it's believed by the Muslims to have been given to Abraham by the angel Gabriel, and therefore it is a revered rock by the Muslims. Many worshipers make the pilgrimage to Mecca to worship, and that brings considerable wealth to Mecca. Muhammad criticized the idolatry that was taking place at the Kaaba and other shrines, and the ruling elites began to persecute him. And at that point, the persecutors, I'm sorry, forced Muhammad and his followers to leave, and he left and went to the city called Medina. And then in 630 is when he returns, reclaims the building, destroys the gods inside, and rededicates the house for monotheistic worship. Um, this is so the black rock is a symbol of Mecca's greatness. They allowed only the faithful to approach the shrine at the time, and in 632, the year of his death, Muhammad himself led the first Islamic pilgrimage to the Kaaba, thus establishing the Hajj as an example for all devout Muslims. So this action also instituted the practice of avoiding any figural imagery in Islamic architecture. So on the Kaaba, on the silk, we have intricate calligraphy and designs, but no figural imagery. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people make a pilgrimage here and circumambulate around the Kaaba, and their hope is to be able to kiss and touch the black stone embedded in the eastern corner. Also, the last thing, sorry for the pause, the last thing that's important is just to remind you guys that this is where all of the mosques face when they are making their daily prayers. So every mosque that we talk about, they place their Qibla wall and the minbar and the mihrab, they're going to face this direction, so that every mosque has a different place where it is depending on where the mosque is, but it is facing this specific building right here. Another thing that's important is that this has those 7 minarets that call the faithful to prayer, and that is the largest amount of minarets that any Kaaba has. I'm sorry, any mosque has. And so that is another significant thing. It's like this one is such an important mosque that no other mosque wanted to have another minaret, because that would be outdoing the place where the Kaaba is at. Okay, there's the Kaaba.